Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sellik the Thunder podcast, episode number 58 of the show. I'll ask the question, can you name any famous number 58s in Celtic's history, boys?
Oh, youth player from about 10 years
None
ago.
at all. Not one player has wore 58 professionally for Celtic, as far as the records go to show anyway. So it's a trick question this week. We'll hopefully catch you out next week, boys. But welcome back, and you'll notice we're in different surroundings. It's completely different, isn't it? Thank you to G4 Claims for having us. As always, we're in the beautiful, brand new upstairs studio. It's fucking warm, by the way.
Oh,
Do you feel it? It's very warm. I mean, I'm wearing a fucking... This is made of real
camel.
This is made of camel or something, but I am roasting. But it's a beautiful... this is the first time the two of you have been in. McGinley, welcome to the show, mate. What are you thinking of the new surroundings?
I'm actually a wee bit nervous doing this. I feel like this is the level up now. I need to up my game a wee bit. I need to know more stats. I need to know more ins and outs about Celtic. Coming here.
It feels like sort of like professional because it's got like the couch. You see like the Sky Sports shows and they're all sitting there on the couch like, I feel like one of the dicks now. But here we are. Callum, same as you, mate. First time up here. How you doing anyway?
Not too bad. It's lovely. I mean, thought I was going to fall up the stairs and the ride coming in, but I've just get the feel looking at it. It's weird because they can't see it, but it's just all glass and it's just pitch black.
So basically, to explain it to our right hand side here, there is basically a glass wall that shines down onto like this sort of garage area, and it's very dark down there at the moment. So we are trying to look out for ourselves. But it's now up to you guys in the comments to let us know what you prefer. Do you prefer this upstairs sort of casual sit about where Callum's to my left and Ryan is to my right? Or do you prefer the old school? You know, it might take a bit of getting used to.
I know.
I don't like, I'm no good with change.
No,
I don't like change. But one thing that has changed is the direction of where the league title could be heading this season, boys. Let's just catch up a little bit. I know it's a few days on and we're going to be mostly here to preview the weekend and other things, but we can't not talk about that fixture last Sunday on the podcast because we've done the preview podcast, Ryan. We were buzzing for the game. We were filled with confidence. I think both of us predicted Celtic wins. It was just magnificent. I'm going to actually start with the man to my left here. I'm going to talk to you first, Callum, because you weren't on the preview show. You also couldn't make it along to the phone in either.
Don't, mate. Don't.
Do you want to explain yourself for the show?
So essentially, we went to Berlin previous week, and I thought I always put my laptop charger on the same place, down the side of my bed, because the plug's always there. So it's just a quick change. Went to get the charger, could not find it for the life of me, which then led to me turn the house upside down. My mum fought out with me for doing that, but we've got a new charger now, so hopefully know that.
Lovely. Did you leave the old charger in Berlin?
Still don't know where it is, but I'm adamant I put the chargers on last. So I'm adamant it was at the top of the bag, but God knows where it's went. The
great mystery. If I've got a Sherlock Holmes watching the show,
is there a thief in Berlin?
There might be. Maybe somebody was looking for a new MacBook
from
charger.
Berlin to Berlin.
Very smart again. But I'll start with you, Cam, because we've not had the chance to hear your thoughts pre-game, so let's hear them post-game. Celtic 2, Rangers 1, 6 points clear at the top of the table. In general, your thoughts after Sunday's game?
Say that to me a year ago for the state we were in, I'd tell you to fuck off and stop drinking during the day. It was unreal. I think just that from the way it started, I thought, oh God, it's going to be one of their games, it's going to be one of their days. But also it was very nice the fact we managed to turn that around very early doors, and then from there onwards it was just our game. We controlled the game at our tempo, dictated what happened, and took the result. Yeah,
it was a really sort of, opening 10 minutes, we weren't great. I wouldn't say I was worried because we spoke about one thing in the podcast, and that was if we go a goal behind, we could still win the game, and that's exactly what we've done. But from that 10-minute mark onwards, after we kind of settled, Ryan, there was only one team that turned up at Ibrox.
That's absolutely. I mean, first, when did they score? 2 minutes in?
2-3 minutes, something like that.
Juranovic with one of his only mistakes for Celtic, just lets Kent in. Kent plays the ball into Ramsey. It's a good finish from Ramsey, but I think maybe Joe Hart could do a wee bit better. It's one of those ones that I've not heard a lot of people talk about it. But
listen,
but do you know what? We're not going to. He went through a lot that day, so I'm going to give him a wee bit of stick. I'm going to give him a wee bit of
stick.
I can't even speak. It's this studio. I feel under pressure, man. No, I'll give him a break just now. But as soon as we scored the equaliser, it's like everything calmed down. In fact, there was 2 minutes after the equaliser, we were a wee bit shaky even then. because we were trying to get into the game a wee bit more. But after that, we dictated the game. I know Rangers got a lot of the ball in the second half, but we were alright with them doing that. We were alright with them flinging balls into the box. That's Starfelt and Carter Vickers' game, and we came out with a victory, 3 points, 6 points clear. Can he beat it?
Yep, David Buick used the phrase yesterday, bread and butter for Starfelt and Cameron Vickers, and that's what it felt like the entire game. Rangers offered nothing, and for months and months and months we've heard story after story and claim after claim about how Rangers would terrorise us, how they would do this, that, the next thing, how Kent was better than Jota, how Roof would... maybe not so much Roof, that's probably me exaggerating a little bit, but we've heard all these stories, and now that's on 2 occasions where, quite frankly, it's been men against boys for the vast majority of it. I don't know, it's good now that there is this kind of explosion over at Rangers, Ryan. There has been this sort of meltdown, if you like. There's a lot of changing of tunes. It's quite funny to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We heard all this before the game, that they were going to beat us, that they were going to... The title was back on, there was going to be 0 points between us and them. They're not really... They're a bit of a quiet bunch this week. I see they get beat in Europe as well. That's 2 defeats in a row. Hopefully they can make it 3 with St Mirren on Sunday. But we're just hoping that we can go into that game. Well, Rangers are going into that game 9 points behind if we do the business against St Johnstone. I know we'll talk about that more, but it was so vitally important that we get the 3 points at Ibrox. I mean, I was saying before the game, depending on the way the game was going to go, I would have taken a draw in that game. But as soon as we went 2-1 up, I was like, no, we need the win here, win at all costs. And we done that.
There's been a lot of... We had the chance very briefly to speak on Sunday, Cam, because of course you were out having a drink. I didn't have a drink. Honestly, you wouldn't believe it, me not drinking after a derby. I've been drinking after we've been pumped after, never mind anything else, but I didn't drink after we basically wrap up the league. But we had a brief chance to speak, Cam, and we've all kind of covered, me, you, Kieran, all spoke about it a lot in the chats and stuff, but the always changing narratives between Celtic and the Rangers fans. It's always, the only reason you're on top is because you've spent this amount of money, and the only reason it would have been better if Gerrard was still here. It feels like there is now a lot of backtracking going on. Number one, they're having to correct everything they said about Ange, but number two, it seems as though they're giving every excuse under the sun now to try and excuse the fact they aren't top of the league.
The same one. My favourite when I've seen it was, I said at the start of the season, the only team Rangers can stop Rangers is Rangers. I'm like, fuck off. I'm like, yes, you have done yourselves in at certain points, but you can't really turn them up the way the last 2 derby results have went. Playing them off the park at Parkhead and then going to Ibrox, taking that result and dictating the full spread of the game. Saying they had so much possession, this, that and the rest of it. Majority of it was just their back four playing it back and forth amongst each other. There was no major threats.
That's right. Joe Hart forced to make one save, was it, Joe?
That was one who comes down. The left hand.
Phenomenal save, I think that's a league defining save.
It's a really big save, but you're right, Calma. You know, there's a lot of... You can say this, that next thing about Rangers costing Rangers the title, but at the end of the day, Celtic have won twice against them this season.
Give us some credit as well. We've not lost in the league since September.
That's crazy.
Against Livingston. That is League One in form, regardless of what sort of narrative the Rangers fans want to play or paint. Celtic have been in League One in form since September, and we've been so disappointing. We've been so disappointed with draws in the league. They've felt like defeats, but when you look at it, we haven't been defeated in September. It's incredible form.
It's crazy, and it never dawned on me until this week that we haven't lost a domestic game since then. There is a genuine conversation for Ange going on to try and beat this 69 game record that Rodgers set. I don't want to get ahead of myself like a game at a time, but it's unbelievable. Like, I never actually sat down and thought to myself, wow, we are that good at the minute. You know, we've had our European disappointment in amongst it, which maybe kind of takes away from it, but we sit down and look at it, it's remarkable what Ange has done.
Ange has got to be manager of the year. I think he's the clearest candidate in years, I would say. Maybe since Rodgers' first season.
Yeah, I can understand the argument for like Dick Campbell. I really can understand the argument. But at the end of the day, if our both don't win the league, then how can you argue somebody who's won nothing against a manager who could win a potential
treble? They could win everything, but obviously something in Europe. I don't think any team in Scotland are going to do that this season.
Nah, it doesn't look like it.
I've probably jinxed it there. Sorry.
Hopefully next Thursday we're not sitting here fucking trying to get answers out of you.
I know. That'll probably be the case too. But you know, Ange, he's done such a good job. It's miracles what he's done, because he inherited an absolute shambles of a team. He inherited a team that had already started its pre-season training. Yep. Like when you think back, we were an absolute mess. To bring in his own people, well, not to bring in his own coaches, to bring in his own players.
Yep.
get them into the group and install this sort of winning mentality that he's done. It's been absolutely incredible, and he deserves all the credit that's coming his way. And you know, probably he deserves more credit than what's coming his way. I think more and more people should be talking about how well he's done for this club.
So I guess the biggest conversation now that comes out of the game, and we'll come on to talk about the rest of the season afterwards, but the biggest conversation that comes out now is, are we now, one hand on the title? Callum, I'll come to you, we're 6 points clear now. I think a lot of people are maybe apprehensive to say that's the League One. A lot of people will be fully confident saying that's the League One. Where's your stance on it right now?
I mean, I know Footsie today, I agree with Andy Hardy, but the other night he said Celtic have got one hand, 4 fingers and a fingernail on the title at this rate. It's
good way to put it.
You just don't see it slipping up for the way. I mean, since September to not lose a game, you don't see it in the space of 6 games now.
It'd be different if we were ropey and
Yeah.
what we've been doing, but we've not been ropey, and what we've been doing, we've been very convincing. We've got a group of players who I fully believe in to keep the bottle.
It's workman-like almost. They're just they just win whatever game's in front of them. They'll just do what is necessary. You're not worried about this team, don't. I was only worried for the last 20 minutes, half hour, because it was such an important game. Not because of the way the team was playing or that. I was confident in the way we were playing. It's just the occasion. I was like, please don't concede. And we got through it. So I'm pretty confident for the rest of the season that we can do the business and get this title wrapped up.
It was at 6 games now, including St Johnstone.
Interesting where that Rangers game is.
Yeah.
Especially if they drop any more points.
I really do think they could drop points on Sunday. I really do think they could. The post-European... The only thing is now, I don't know if it's as likely, considering they've now lost 2 games in a row. I feel like that's got to be something that pushes them. They've lost.
You never know.
They might have killed their European hopes. They've been beat off Celtic. You'd be thinking as a Rangers fan, like, we need a big response at the weekend now. But whether or not they'll get it is a different story. But the way I would put it, the way that I would see it, is I think that it's our title to lose. I wouldn't say we've definitely won it, but if we don't win it, I would be flabbergasted.
Oh, it'd be an absolute disgrace if we don't win this league now. It would be almost scandalous.
See, because this is the thing now. You, at the start of the season, you're like, we don't win the league, I don't care if we get close, but now that we're in this position, you're like, oh well, listen.
The objectives have changed completely. The expectations have completely changed, and that's due to the positivity that Andrew's brought to this club. I mean, I was saying as long as we keep the league sort of competitive and it's single points, I'd be quite happy.
Yep.
Now, I want to win the league by 8-9 points. It's incredible.
And we really could. But let's we've covered what we've really had to cover. Any further comments on Sunday that we've missed out that you really want to dance over quickly?
The one I said to you in the motor on the way up. Fuck Ryan Jack for being a fake card man.
Aye,
honestly,
so
I'm not having this. The way he gets he tries to sit there as if it's no bothered him, comes up with a wee horn in Jaki Marks' face, and then the night goes flying into a boy for a challenge and goes down greeting holding his knee.
Aye.
But fuck off, don't try and sit and square up to folk, do this, that and the rest of it, and then he-haw comes for it.
I know. Look, we've spoken about Ryan Jack on TSF many a time, and I've said I'll never deny that he's not a good player, but the narratives that surround him as a player are fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. It's as if he's this magical wizard that, Ryan Jack goes off, we lose a game. Ryan Jack comes on, we win a game. Fucking, he's a hard man. He's got to control it. He's honestly, not many more crybabies have I seen. Quite literally, remember him at the cup final, greeting in Steven Gerrard's arms.
Him and Goldson, they're the 2 biggest pussies, I think. They go into tackles and they pull out to make the other guy look bad as well. And Maida had him in his back pocket the whole game. And that was the second game. I think it happened in the second half as well. The second half of the game in February, Maida just completely shut him up basically. He pushes him back, and he done that again. I mean, we could talk about Maida for the next 50-60 minutes.
Brilliant
I love that.
Easily.
Brilliant, I love that wee guy.
But sadly, we don't have 50 or 60 minutes to talk about
Carter
Maida.
Vickers, we need to sign him up.
Need to sign him
at
up.
all costs.
Sign him up. Celtic, sign him up. So let's get on to talking about the weekend and everything else, because we are in a great position. Let's go on to the St Johnstone preview. It's a game that, listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Ibrox probably wasn't the most defining and biggest game of the season, but it's now a game where the result is equally as important as Ibrox was. We can't slip up now, and as we said, from to go here out to the end of the season, we're expecting as many points as possible, and I would like to extend the gap against Rangers as much as possible. So I look at this game on Saturday, Callum, as one is equally as important and one that the players should relish in going now on that final stretch to the title.
Definitely. I think again is, like as you said, from this being the marker on, but even the game back in February, when Cal Mack brought all the players together and at the centre of the park and still said to friend, he said, right, we've shut this down, that's fine, but you still need to keep going. I said, that's it seems like Gerrard. You don't let this slip.
Don't let this slip.
You play this one game at a time, as you said. The weekend's just as important as last week.
Touch wood that nobody slips. McGinley, St Johnstone is a team that, of course, this season have struggled, and it's that same attitude now that, you know, you don't mean to sound entitled, you don't mean to sound like you've got that Celtic sort of, you know, the word is, it's entitlement. You've not got that entitlement to win games, but it's embarrassing to lose these games. You know, we Celtic Park against St Johnstone, you've got to get a job done, and you'd expecting us to get the job done. To
get the job done and get it done convincingly as well. This team are second bottom for a reason.
We've had a full week's rest as well.
Absolutely. Do you know, St Johnstone are woeful. We've got to run over the top of this team. I see this as a great opportunity to extend the goal difference as well. Bring Kyogo back into the fold, hopefully. Not that I would say start him. I'd probably start Giakoumakis, but it's a great opportunity for us to even go further ahead, put the pressure on Rangers going into Sunday, and go one step closer to the title. We could be 9 points clear. It's massive, isn't it?
On Saturday.
I mean, I was talking about that as a fantasy. Like, if we win against Rangers and then we win against St Johnstone, we've already done half of that.
Yep. So 9 points clear mentally. Psychologically, that's a huge advantage for Celtic. If we are 9 points clear as they kick off on Sunday, we need to take charge of that sort of opportunity. There's the big talking point, though, that you've touched on, Kyogo. Do you think that he will be back for this game and ready for this game? I guess we'll hear off Ange tomorrow. Will the press conference be? It wasn't today, was it? Unless I missed it.
Giakoumakis was talking to the media today, but I didn't see anything about Ange. So I don't know if it's tomorrow, maybe.
So do you think? First of all, do you think Kyogo will be back in some capacity? I think he was just being rested for Ibrox. Yeah. Cal, what would you do? Would you bring him right back into the starting 11 in this opportunity, or would you bring him on later in the game?
Nah, I mean, I'd definitely be bringing him back on. I said we're still getting up to that level of fitness, but I mean, Giakoumakis has just been awarded Player of the Month. You can't exactly reward them with saying, right, you sit on the bench type thing, do you know what I mean? Saying, here's a
Player of the Month. Sit there.
Nah, I mean, especially like the way he played against Rangers as well, I think it's phenomenal. It was much like the game in February, just threw himself a bit, got away, made himself a proper nuisance.
Yep.
We've not had a player like that in ages, it's proper get into them like that, and he's seen it with the way they were throwing themselves a bit, I said, you could tell his comments got right under their skin, and it's only worked out better.
It's we should start doing a podcast the way Ryan Jack speaks to the media, in fact.
Sounds like he's got marbles in his mouth.
I thought it was really disrespectful. Ryan, I don't know about you, but I think that Kyogo being on the bench is probably a good idea.
That's how he speaks. Listen, I'm not kidding on. If a Celtic player came out and spoke, if I was at a fan media presser and fucking Callum McGregor came out and he's like, yeah, we'll just go to take every game as it comes, and I think I was really, I'd be interrupting. Fucking Callum, look at me when you're fucking talking.
I think the listeners can tell we're quite bullish after Sunday's result. You have every right to be.
But no, see if I was a Rangers fan, I'd be fucking raging.
That's your hard man.
I can't even look at a camera.
No.
Like, listen, I know not everybody's media savvy. They're not as lucky as, you know, like some other players who just love the cameras and, you know.
Giakoumakis loves the camera. I was listening to his presser today. And, he didn't even back down from his comments he made. He was like, I believe what I said.
Why would he back down? No exactly. Reason to. Do you know what I also loved about Giakoumakis? He said attire. The sleeveless. Oh, he's a handsome man.
The only sleeves he had was the sleeve in his arm.
The tattoos. No, but Ryan Jack, Christ, honestly, I'd be fuming if a Celtic player was speaking like that before a derby. I'd be livid that they'd send the player out.
That's something you'd expect from us last season.
He looked defeated. I know, I did. And so we were touching on, Kyogo coming off from the bench. I think it's the best idea. Kind of bring him back into this team and see what capacities he's back at. Because if he comes back and he comes off the bench and scores a goal or two, then you know what you're dealing with heading into a massive game the following Sunday. But as you've said, Callum, you've got a player that's just one Player of the Month, and you can't really justify benching him. Even if St Johnstone is, to an extent, would you look at St Johnstone as a sort of free hit being sandwiched between these two big games? It's hard because it is so important. We're at that time, at that point of the season now, every game is so important. But then you have got this opportunity now to maybe rest folk for Rangers again. It is really, those arguments always come up. It's difficult. It
is a difficult one, and you're thinking out of all the games to bring Hugo back, this would probably be the least riskiest one. Although St Johnstone get players like Murray Davidson that would love to injure Kyogo, love to put him out again, but he's a star player. I mean, you think of other teams would have struggled without their star player. We went on an incredible run that's seen us basically won the league. I would like to see him back in some capacity, but maybe only for half an hour. If he can start again, he's a great player to bring off the bench. I mean that we're spoilt for a talent off the bench. You look at it. I mean, even last week we could bring guys like O'Reilly. Trying to think who else came off the bench last week. I was
near Beaton. He came on at a time. Who else did we bring on again?
Turnbull as well.
Did Abada come on?
Yeah, Abada too.
as well. So
it could be a game for Abada at the weekend. Although I've got to be honest, I'd stick with the two wide men that we had last week as well.
Yeah, I think
unless Maeda's not 100%, but I've not heard anything about that.
So we're expecting St Johnstone to come to Celtic Park. We're expecting them to probably park the bus. You know what it's like. I don't expect them to really be playing at us, and especially when they're in that position now where they're battling to try and cost something out of this season. How is it looking for them in terms of, you know, the playoff position? Like, let's have a look at the league table here.
They're in decent form recently.
They're sitting currently on...
won their past 2 games.
Yeah, they're on 30 points, so they are 6 points adrift from St Mirren and Aberdeen, 7 adrift from Livingston and Ross County, 8 adrift from Hibs, 9 adrift from Motherwell as you get higher up the table. I think they're clear of Dundee, but they are real now trying to claw. But Celtic isn't the job for them. I think they're going to have to fight for that in the split, so you would be expecting them to come in and park the bus. Are you looking forward to that, Callum?
Not really, no. I mean, you can only hope it's not going to end up like Dundee United a couple of months back now. There's one of those to basically just hold on for the result. You can only hope it's done within the first half, and then we can sort of ease off, and as I said, get a couple of players off, get the likes of Kyogo and that back into the team. See where they go.
I think we've got the antidote to these low blocks now with Maeda.
Do you think he's the answer?
Aye, absolutely. Good point, man. And Kyogo too. If we're struggling with 60, 70 minutes on the clock, these guys just love playing against these teams that are just out there to defend. They'll try and cut in and get a goal. I'm really looking forward to seeing the two of them in the same team, Maeda and Kyogo. That'll be an absolute nightmare for any defence to come up against, because you get those two guys pressing constantly. You've got to think there's mistakes to be made there.
So the last time we played St Johnstone, the game finished 3-1 to Celtic. That was on Boxing Day.
And 500 fans.
500 fans, yep, that's right. Well done, Ryan.
Joey Dawson came on.
And my man, Vasilis Barkas, was robbed of a clean sheet that day. Absolutely robbed. I love Starfelt, right? But Starfelt he was against him that night. He was against fucking Barkas. Don't care what you say.
I'm not having anything against Starfelt.
Listen, I don't want to give anything away against Starfelt, but when it comes to Barkas, you know, I'm going to be defending my boy, you know, free Barkas.
Fair enough.
Maybe he has the chance to play him again tomorrow in that free hit of a game.
I don't think so.
And also, the other time we played them this season, we won 2-0. That was back in October, I think. Yep.
Marcus's first goal for Celtic.
That's right. Well done. Ryan's coming out with artifacts. For fuck's sake, an encyclopedia.
I've listened to all the preview podcasts for everyone else.
What a robbing bastard. That guy days in fucking work. Yeah, that's right. Giacomakis and Juranovic scored the penalties. We won 2-0 at Celtic Park back in October. So we are 2 of 2. I'm guessing that we're going to go for 3 out of 3 in terms of our predictions. You expect Celtic to win the game?
Yep.
Quite comfortably.
5-0.
Oh, he's gone for the 5. Don't know why I get surprised anymore. I think it was like Alpha Kaiser maybe who made this point. This was months ago now, and he was talking about something to do with this podcast, and it was like just quoting us. It's like McGinley, I think it'll be 6-0 Celtic. Ryan 118, oofed, you're going to get clipped for that. that is literally our show. But yeah, I'm going to go for a. Did you give a prediction?
4-0.
4-0. I'll work it down and I'll go 3-0 then. 5-4-3. Nice. I would go through the whole team prediction, but I think that it will remain relatively unchanged to what
maybe the midfield will change.
Bring in like O'Reilly or such.
I was going to say we heard any news for him.
That's right. Of course he went off. He came on, went off. Forgot about that. Well, Beaton could come on. I think it will remain unchanged. I really do.
I think this would be a good game for Turnbull to get a start. I'd be quite happy to see him starting.
That's a shout, by the way.
I really, really do like Turnbull, and he was doing great for the first half of the season. So unlucky to get injured in the cup final. But I think this would be a good one to bring him back in to give Hatate a wee bit of a rest. You maybe bring him on 20 minutes to go. But it's such a great option to have, having Turnbull, Hatate, O'Reilly. That midfield has just been revitalised.
Yep.
Especially with the signings in January. We've still got Gucci to come into the fold as well.
That's right, if he ever does.
I think you'll see the best of him next season.
Yeah.
If at all.
If at all, aye. If we get a chance. Right, before we start moving on to our sort of next and last sort of segments before the other main segments, we've got to be halfway point quiz.
Right.
This is the quiz that we obviously will.
I love this.
It's the what was it? We got the name of it last week, but we chased the Who's That Celt, didn't we?
Who's That
So
Celt?
we're still waiting on the. We've decided that we want somebody to make up the Who's That Celt.
Get Liam McGrandles to do that.
Just I want something like that, you know. I want that as a wee, you know, somebody that's good at the old auto tune and that. It would be so cringy but so great. So we've got two players right in front of us, who I'm ready to read out for the pair of you. So Kieran's message was, "Okay, boss man, realise my ones from last week were easier to get than Lana Wolf with a 5 spot. So tried to find a unique version for this week's version of Who's That Tick." I like that. Who's that tick? That's smart. That's smart.
Speaking of Lana Wolf, did you see her disgraceful TikTok?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Why is she hanging about Celtic Park to begin with?
Fucking loser.
Weirdo.
Right, okay, so Callum, I'm going to give you the opportunity. Choose wisely here. If you want player A or player B.
That sounds like it's lopsided.
Player B.
You went for player B, okay. Right, McGinley, are you ready for player A? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this Celt joined Celtic from Coventry, and he left Celtic to join Chelsea.
Oh, this is a while back, innit?
This is a wee while back, I think. So
Coventry.
So, because this one is a little bit more difficult, I'm going to give you a wee clue that Kieran also included in this one. This is what I was saying when I said choose wisely. So, when he left Celtic, he was out, I think, for a year before he joined Chelsea.
Out for a year?
Mm-hmm.
Was he pregnant or something?
That famous maternity leave.
Paternity leave, maybe. He was out for a year?
Jesus Christ. My apologies, sorry.
Trying to think of anybody that's had like national service. It's not Ki Sung Young. I'm going to guess Steve Guppy.
Steve Guppy. You're wrong. You're wrong, McGinley. Unlucky. The correct answer, would you have had any clue? The correct answer would have been Magnus Hedman, the goalkeeper who played 26 times for Celtic between 2002 and 2005.
I heard of him. I think I had him in a Panini sticker.
Swedish.
Yeah.
Big guy, 6'5". He left Celtic, then had a year out of football before joining Chelsea, where he made no appearances.
Is it that bad? He took a year out of football, then went to Chelsea.
Yeah, God knows how that happened. Right, Cal, this is a good one, mate. So your player, he joined Celtic from Cardiff City. And he left Celtic to go to Real Zaragoza.
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it?
That's a good one. It's been about from Wales to Scotland to Spain.
Kieran's up these, by the way.
That's a difficult one this week. He's went hard this week.
It's not half, Christ.
Aye. He played 61 times for Celtic.
I get between when, man?
I'll give you, because I gave McGinley a wee clue, I'll give you a wee clue. He played for Celtic between 2008 and 2012. So he went from Cardiff to Celtic to Real Zaragoza.
2008?
To 2012.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like you're not getting there, feel free to hazard any guess.
That's the worst part, I guess, doesn't even come to mind.
2008.
Yeah, that's
Cardiff?
He joined from Cardiff.
I'm thinking of two players that came from Cardiff.
This boy's still a good age, by the way. Like, he's not that old. He's retired, but he's not that old.
I cannot think for the life.
Do you get any player for that era? Tony Mowbray era, anything, just think of anybody, throw it a name.
Mowbray.
We're here all night.
Oh,
was the
no, I
first-
just can't think.
This is the first season I had my season ticket to.
Right, do you want me to give you the answer?
Aye,
Go
go.
for
Right, Glenn Lovins.
Who the fuck did he end up in Spain?
Yep,
Jesus.
Glenn Lovins. Fuck. Yep, he went over to Spain, played for Zaragoza 21 times before joining Sheffield Wednesday in 2013.
I see, I remember him playing for
When
Sheffield
did he retire?
Wednesday.
Retired in 2019 at Sunderland.
So he did.
Christ.
He was also capped while he was at Celtic. He was capped twice for Holland.
I remember him.
Yep, there you go. Glenn Lovins.
Not the worst Dutch player then. Edson Bradford was a lot worse.
Oh, Christ, let's not
Played in
get
the World
started.
Cup final.
That's right. But yeah, there we go. That's
That was
that.
actually quite good. But
That was good, aye.
Get a second
Difficult.
right now.
Everybody back came would have been screaming if they knew the answer. You could just picture it. Right, okay, there was a story that kind of broke on the way here that's been kind of floating about Twitter. You were the one that brought it up in the car, Callum. Apparently they could be extending this. Well, I say extending, they could be creating a new standing section at Celtic Park. There's rumours floating around Twitter as of tonight that they are. Callum, do you want to tell us what it was? Because you're the one that brought it up.
Just going at the motor, and I thought I'd take a quick check of Twitter before we go in, and it's saying apparently looking to do it like underwear boys are basically right below them, but they're looking to basically relocate boys and just bring them down. So obviously I don't know how much it's true, it could be one lot of nonsense, but I think it'd actually be quite good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say that I feel quite bad for the folk that are sitting there now, say they've had a season for 20 odd years and say, right, you up.
There was if they are moving boys down or whatever, there's surely got to be some sort of friggin' process in place to make sure they're not just fucking these people off that actually sit there.
Absolutely.
You know, because that would be disastrous. I think that would cause civil war.
Presuming they bring boys down to just where they are, but
Aye, like basically right on the
because
leaf floor.
it would work so well to have two standing section at corners.
Aye.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. And the boys deserve it, man, because they've been making tunes this season. They've been absolutely
Aye.
brilliant. They were the ones
Chance.
they went to Lennoxtown and gave the players the
Very
send
good
off.
group.
Even
Both were blessed.
back in February was quite good.
Yep.
They took up with
That's right. We were really blessed at Celtic to have two really good sort of ultra groups, supporter groups. You know, we're really lucky in that sense. You know, a lot of clubs over Britain don't even have one, never mind two.
Oh, absolutely.
And some clubs have one and they're shite. So, you know, we're in a lucky position. So, yeah, there is rumours of that. I think it's a great idea. Listen, I've been an advocate for years now to extend the capacity of the standing section at Celtic Park. My plan, I'm the fucking
Your
amateur
master
arse, right? Listen here, Dermot, like, we're
Sure,
going to...
these podcasters are getting too big for my boots.
Take up my vision in my head would be I really wanted them to kind of extend it over the course of the entire Lisbon Lions stand behind the goal, and then maybe one day take it up to the second tier like Dortmund as well. Dortmund is just one big tier, but I would love like a full end of the stadium just being designated to like standing. I think that would be fucking
I'd
incredible.
probably relocate if that was the...
Oh yeah, of
I would go
course,
there,
aye.
absolutely.
Because then you know you're probably going to get a good capacity of standing seats, but then obviously you've got free stands worth of sitting seats for those who enjoy to sit during the
I think
games.
they would go the same sort of way, the sort of organisations or the fan groups. Have you ever heard about this in Germany? I probably have in Germany. They actually give out contracts to the fans that say you can't sit down for the 90 minutes. You've got to be singing for the 90 minutes.
Wow.
To sort of justify your seat.
Wow, that's mad.
I would hope that'd be the case because it makes some atmosphere.
Yeah, it would be really good. Well, I don't expect them to hand out contracts right enough. They fucking hate the fans, but I mean,
I would say that was quite good when we went to Berlin.
yeah.
That game I thought because I said nobody was
Fantastic.
sitting anyhow.
Nobody
Nobody
was
was
sitting-
I'm
it felt
surprised they didn't have.
Felt like sort of Hampden, didn't it? When you go to
Aye.
Hampden and just
Some
nobody
stadium, innit? Is that the Olympic
The
Stadium?
Olympia Stadium, it's crazy big, man. Like honestly, like for the outside, it doesn't even look as though it's going to be that big, but it's deceiving. Like obviously, Lazio play in the Olympic Stadium in Rome as well, and it's also a very deceiving stadium because from the outside it doesn't look that big, but it goes down into the ground. So when you get in, you're like, "Fucking hell, it's huge," and it was a fantastic stadium. But yeah, I want them to extend the stand, and I've wanted them to do that for years. And listen, I'll probably not get a seat or a space in there anyway because there'll be people, you know, before me in the queues and etc. etc. And I like my seat anyway, but I've always been a big advocate for it, and hopefully there is some truth to the rumours. Other things to kind of touch on for this week: Gianluigi Buffon, he was fucking raving about Joe.
Real recognises real.
Real recognises real indeed. I mean, granted, Joe Hart is obviously better than Gigi Buffon, but it's always nice to see. Yeah, it's quite weird that he's been like keeping up with Celtic. I just never imagined like Gigi Buffon to be like that. Let's stick a Sellik game on, but obviously he's been keeping up to date to some extent.
Did you see that picture by the way tonight?
What's this? He's
Ryan Jack kicking a bottle because he was raging at getting taken off.
Fucking
Just
Wimp.
Hardy 2.0, innit?
I know, he's a wimp.
One of these
Failed to do
tantrums.
his talking on the park.
As
Love
usual.
that.
What else is
Eddie
there to
Howe was
cover?
bigging up
Oh,
Ange as
Eddie
well.
Howe this week, aye.
We're getting to that point that's nearly a year since that day. Remember that day?
We're going to have to do like a year look back on everything. When
Christ, that big
67
podcast,
Hill
innit?
Road, and I did one of that. Remember, did you watch that? The one that Hamish done?
Aye,
Of
the
all
kind of goggle box.
Post
sort
the
of one.
goggle box,
But
they called it.
Obviously,
Brilliant, innit?
mind I said to you months ago, I was like, right, at the end of the season, we are definitely going to do like a
Aye,
sort
absolutely.
of a looking back podcast on
Well,
everything that we said.
The way things are going just now, aye, absolutely.
Oh, Christ,
They
I'll
make
make
it like Premier League years. Without good for it.
we'll get all the shit.
Hour and a half.
What has happened recently? Like fucking in what month? April. When did we play Rangers? In April. April. Aaron Ramsey sends Doc Cotton to a city box.
That sounds like the Scatman.
Johnny Knoxville knocks off Sami Zayn's balls with a bowling ball.
Something to do with Cody Rhodes, man.
There's so much that's happened.
What's her name? Is it Georgie Thompson or something like that?
The fuck's that?
I'm sure that is the lassie that does it. Let's see the voiceover.
She's not done it for years.
No, she's away. She's
I know that.
away.
not away. Like,
She's away.
she's away for Sky Sports. I don't know.
Aye,
I don't know if
'cause
she went and joined GB News or
The,
something.
the last few sort of Premier League years has been a guy that's been narrating it.
Nah.
It's not the same.
Nah,
it's
it's
not.
not.
It's not the same at all. But aye, there's so much. Honestly, I'd love to go and see that like, in recent times now, like the wee monthly updates as to what's been happening in the world. Because fuck me,
Wonder if GigPod will do that this year.
I was
Half year,
obviously I was on Gigpod and I said to Stevie, I wonder if you'll do it this year, mate. And he says, "Oh, we'll see." So we'll find out.
I got a wee shout out in the last GigPod too.
Did you?
Because of my meeting with Reedzo.
Oh, that's right, of course.
Two Goliaths meeting.
Two Goliaths.
In O'Neill's.
Is there anything? There's not much else. We covered the weekend that's coming
We're
up.
just buzzing, aren't we? Still.
We are buzzing. Callum, is there anything that you can think of that's happened at the top of your head that you want to discuss before we move on to like Twitter questions?
No, I'm a huge General Dry Blanket.
Paddy Roberts. That happened.
Oh,
that
I'm
was
so
weird.
glad that
I
gets
love to
shut
hear
down.
that. I loved to hear that.
Oh,
from
absolutely.
Ange was like, nah. No,
Aye.
having that.
Thank
I'll go and
God.
get Jota instead.
Yep. I mean, we've just done so much better, haven't we?
Got to say though, some of the scouting has been good because I watched Braga tonight. Jan Couto was playing for them. Remember the guy that was up for the Jablonec game that was getting the sort of tour of Celtic, and he chose Braga instead. That boy is a hell of a player. Like I know we got Juranovic, but it looks as if we were sorted either way. I think the one positive about Juranovic is we got him in a permanent deal. We'd have to be giving this guy back to Man City, who would probably sell him on somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it's good that we've got that position sorted.
There's a talking point as well. Man City, they're apparently buzzing with Ange Postecoglou. Hopefully they're not.
Hands off.
Hands off. That's-
Eyes off.
Eyes off, hands off, get yourself to Shaky Monsieur. Don't want him anywhere near our great manager.
Shaky.
Is that not his name?
There's your player.
Is that not his name?
Chic Munster.
Is it no Shaky? No. I always thought it was that's how you said it, Shaky. Like I always thought that's how it was. I've always called them the
Hey,
Shakies.
Ryan. See Gerard Piqué. It's his wife. What's her name?
Shakira.
Oh, that's alright. At least you could say that.
What's his name?
Who'd you want, Pep?
Who's that does a Christmas song? Shaky Stevens. Like, I always thought it was Shaky. That's how I thought it was said.
Oh God.
Sheikh Mansour went to Spain in a Lamborghini.
Brought us back a manager, Manuel Pellegrini.
Aye,
That's a great chat. You got to say that's a great chat.
Fuck off, Man City cunts.
And team in Manchester.
Right, okay, we'll go on and move on to the last couple of segments of the show with Twitter questions and the quiz. I feel like it's been probably a bit of a...
Quiz?
Yeah, I've got a quiz. I've got a quiz because it's used to make up everybody will be on 5 games after tonight.
I feel like I went on a run that was just game after game.
Yep, so you've played 4.
Right.
You've played 4, you've played 4, I've played 5 and Kieran's played 5. So
This is the game in hand.
this is the game in hand for you to be up on 5
It's
games.
like Liverpool against Leeds a couple of weeks ago.
Because I done one, we done the Zoom. You mind you could have got the drive?
Did I not update the league table after that?
Don't know.
Did we do a quiz? That was us 3, was it no?
Aye,
Aye.
we done a quiz. I know I done that.
I think I updated it, did I not?
Depends what I'm sitting on, because I know I've won 2.
Aye, well, maybe I didn't update it then. So wait, we're on 5 then. Have I been wrong this entire time? So I didn't update it. That would make sense. So did you beat McGinley that day, or did
I
you?
did it in the fucking last question. I bottled it 3 times during the actual quiz.
And who was it you played? Did you play him?
McGinley, aye.
Oh wow!
I forgot about this completely.
That is a big moment in the Celtic
That's
Defender.
the last one I mind.
That is a big
That
moment.
was your first VAR.
So McGinley's actually on.
Scottish football for that.
So that makes it interesting because that means we've all played 5. You've won 3. I've won 3. He's won 2. And Old's won 2. Oh, that's interesting.
This is big.
This is better. I mean, I've still got
Can you feel the tension, viewers or listeners?
This is like the Premier League title race at this moment in time, which is big at the moment, by the way.
Can't wait to watch that game on Sunday.
That's
That's the biggest tie in world football, I'd say, at the moment. Manchester City v Liverpool at the moment.
I'm just looking forward to waking up at 7 in the morning to watch, or 6 in the morning to watch the Australian Grand Prix on Sunday. I'll be up, I'll be there.
I'll probably still be up because the UFC's on that night.
It's
a phenomenal card.
And then just power through.
Right, okay, let's get on to the Twitter questions then. McGinley, if you got them there, or you want me to get them up?
I'll get them up.
You sure, aye?
But I mean, in fact, you do it.
You want me to do it? Right,
Aye.
okay. I've got it right there in front of me. Well, I've got Twitter right here in front of me anyway, so I feel like I should just get it done. I feel like this week's show, because, do you know what's really weird? We can't see the time this week. So we're really running with, like, that could be on 2 hours for all I know. And I just have no idea. But, okay, we're here anyway. So we put up a tweet earlier on asking for your questions. McGinley done that. Thank you very much, mate. So the first question is from Dougie saying, are you guys excited to see the moustached Kyogo? Imagine that, he walked out with a moustache.
I mean, we've seen what Maeda's like with a moustache.
Aye.
What is Kyogo going to be like?
Callum, you used to have a moustache. Do you think Kyogo would sit one?
He's just cute anyway, isn't he? I'm going to say aye.
I would like to see it. Now, this question I don't like. This is for me. Adam has asked the question. For me, Joe Hart or 2021 Barkas.
Don't put you in that position.
That is just cruel. Of so many levels. Really, really fucking cruel. It's like choosing between 2 children. And to be quite frank, in this occasion, I'm probably going to have to make the final decision of Joe.
Taking Joe in the divorce? Wow.
Aye, I'm going to have to.
Do you not think he'll rise again though, Barkas? Is this his time now to rise somewhere else?
Right, all I'm saying is, remember my story about rising on Easter Sunday?
Yes.
Imagine the scenes next week when the team comes out.
Don't do that to me.
The team comes out Sunday afternoon, and goals number 1 Vasilis Barkas.
I don't care what time it is, I'll go outside and start giving my ticket to Wales.
Honestly, I just imagine the fucking scenes. Barkas rises on Easter Sunday. Bad God, that's Barkas. With the fucking
what does music be?
What is it? Zorba the Greek. Is it called? Like the tune.
I thought we had the Benny Hill theme tune for him, to be honest. The season he had.
Don't be disrespectful. Right, Aidan asked the question.
Do you know what Joe Hart's would be?
What?
Heart of glass. Because of the bottle. I know it's terrible and we shouldn't be laughing, but I've just thought about that in my head.
What a poor joke. Terrible.
Wasn't it? It was perfect. Everything about that was perfect.
I feel like, mate.
God bless Joe Hart. Hope you're alright.
Aidan Smythe asks, if you're going on a 10-hour road trip and you could only have 3 former or current Celtic players or managers, who would they be? And the first answer I see for Che is Neil Lennon. Just Neil Lennon. Just Neil Lennon.
Come past the service station. I'm not hungry. I'm starving.
I'm not hungry. I'm starving. Right, calm down, Neil. I would be taking Lenny, personally. Genuinely, I'd be taking Lenny. If you had to pick 3, I'd be taking Lenny, I'd be taking Ange, and I'd be taking Joe Hart. There's my 3.
Nah, if that's it, I'd be parting him out the front of the estate.
What's the stipulation?
Any 3 former or current Celtic players or managers.
Right, it's got to be Ange then for 1 for me. Right, okay. Ange, Brendan Rodgers to hear the shite that would come out of his mouth.
Why have I not picked Brendan?
And maybe for the crazy element like Thomas Gravison or something.
Fair.
Oh, I'm going to take 2 house shouts with Ange and Gravison. That'd be fucking
you like Gravison, to be fair.
Aye, Gravison.
Who's your third? Lee Griffiths.
Oh, fuck no. Christ, driving past a school and he'll try to jump out. I don't know. Who's
a controversial show tonight,
to be fair, Joe Ledley. I've heard him say, I think he's quite good. Because his team he was in at that era and all, he'd have good stories, I think.
I met him.
You're a hammer, Big Chico.
That was the night I broke Ryan Kent. Remember when Beans and I done the thing?
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
We broke him that night.
It was like a voodoo gothic curse sort of thing.
Either that will kill him in a cat house or something.
Right, Kieran, friend of the show, of course, who does the wee game. Looking forward to seeing you next week, my friend. He has asked, and we'll go quick fire here. He's not asking your favourite. He's not asking the best. He's asking for your first ever Celtic hero, your all-time Celtic hero, and your current Celtic hero. They could be all the same answer for all I know. If I was to go quick fire, I would go my first ever Celtic hero, Bobo Baldi. Genuinely was my first. My all-time Celtic hero is probably Scott Brown. Going to be quite honest in saying that. And my current Celtic hero is Joe Hart. Yes, there you go.
Hart's been getting a lot of lip service tonight, man.
I'll give him lip service.
Do you want to go, Cal?
Where'd you go?
So my first one, probably Henrik Larsson.
Right.
I remember calling up my dad, crying, saying I'd got him sent off in FIFA. This is my dad that he's with. I was about 3.
I was just going to Henrik Larsson's out half in FIFA. Fuck up, man.
Didn't that sound like Carl from Jimmy Neutron?
You're going to finish that croissant.
Don't mention croissants. The Rangers fans will be going on about my hair.
Croissant.
Absolute nightmare. All time. Do I have to have watched them live?
No.
Billy McNeil then.
Billy McNeil,
Absolute
fair, good answer.
icon of a man.
Fair
and
play.
current, Starfelt.
Okay.
I can get behind Starfelt.
Right.
First, I think very good at Hesslink.
Aye.
First one always sticks out, sort of. Then, what's the next one?
All time.
All time.
See, I might change my all time to Bertie Auld, actually. I might change mine to Bertie.
Didn't just an aspect of how much I loved them as a whole. Tash.
Tash,
Got a bit
aye.
Lustig for me,
Lustig.
I loved
Fair
the
enough, I
cunt.
know you're a massive Lustig
Fucking
fan.
Sellik through and through, so he was. And then,
Current.
Carter Vickers.
Carter
The
Vickers.
big man's fucking solid.
Nice, like that. Cal, he's asked, if we had Jota, CCV and Giacomakis from the start of the season, would we have went invincible? I don't think so, personally.
No.
Nah.
We
I
were
feel
still
like
getting
we-
used to the system at that point as well. It didn't matter who played. We were still just a mess.
It's a good question, obviously, because
Aye.
you look at that game against Hearts, for example, and the team was just not anything like the team now. But I still don't think it would have been the instant fix. I think it would still have taken some teething,
Aye.
if you get me. So I would probably say no. So here we go. This is Dylan. He's asked, I asked Starfelt if he'd be my friend on Celtic's Q&A. He never answered the question, and now I feel like I'll never be loved. Any decent pasta recipes? What a random question. No, any decent pasta recipes?
That went everywhere. That.
that went
What was the hanging one? Oh, is it any decent lasagna recipes?
What's that?
Was the one that was on one of the Rangers forums?
Oh, is that what that's meant to be?
I'm
Right,
assuming that's what he's
right.
taking a mick with that. I mean, if he really does like a pasta recipe, then no got a clue.
You'd be better going to Amore for that kind of stuff, to
Aye.
be honest.
The Dug and Duck. And the Dug and Duck in Steps does a cracking chicken Cajun pasta. Shout out to them.
You're looking for a sponsorship for us?
I'll take it.
That's appetite one before.
Aye, I'd get 3 pints.
What do you think your best sponsorship would be? Like our ideal sponsorship?
I always said when I was streaming like Black Rooster would be, but I think I've moved beyond the obsession with Black Rooster.
In fact, speaking of Black Rooster, have you seen like Mulgrew's Insta stories the last couple of weeks since Tony Watt? I think the two of them have got some sponsorship with him. It's like it's constant, they're posting photos, they're outside it with the wee guy with the van.
Remember-
Sitting holding the bag like that, up to the camera.
Daft
Remember
cheeky
Clint
one.
Tierney and
That's-
Scott Brown were at the Coat Bridge one quite a few
Aye.
times about 3-4 years ago. And I thought maybe KT had stocks in the company or something. But,
Aye.
I'm trying to think of a sponsorship.
An ideal sponsorship, a realistically ideal sponsorship. I don't know.
We could never have Celtic because that would look terrible. Like sponsored by
Aye, I
Celtic,
thought
like
Celtic would
state media.
Aye, I know. Like we are the voice.
Yeah,
of
script
the,
through
we
it.
are the voice of the club. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question, McGinley. Do you want tenants? Tenants. Give me tenants. Give me all the free fucking beer in the world. Do it. Club.
McDonald's.
Fags. Give me all the fags in the world.
McDonald's, just supply me with like a Big Mac on the table. I'd be quite happy.
I'd be
with that.
shocked if McDonald's offered us a sponsorship
Yeah, me
right enough.
too.
I'd be
I
really
really
shocked.
believed the thing that was sent to me that the garage was putting in.
I put it in the chat, mind. I woke up. Have you seen that? No, I put it in the
It was an
chat.
April Fool's.
April Fool's Day, the garage put up this thing. It's like we have now partnered with McDonald's, and they're like, we now have the screen to order beside us. I woke up and put it in the fucking chat.
Why play with people like that? There's no need at all.
Right. Let's move to the next one.
There's a good question I want you to ask.
Who's a bigger Celtic legend, Chaduri or Mo Bangura? Is it that one?
No,
was-
it's a good one.
Because that's Chaduri anyway.
Chaduri,
It's
yeah.
Chaduri for that.
Yeah. Although I desperately wanted Bang Bang Bangura.
Bang Bang
That was
Bangura.
his nickname coming into the club. He didn't bang much. Well, I don't know. I've not been keeping an eye out.
Were you asking him? Aye. You done any banging today, Mo?
Certainly none on the pitch, mate.
Would you
Two
have?
Banguras too. Remember
Right.
there was two that were actually quite prolific. We just went with Henrik Larsson's Judgment.
Aye.
'Cause that's what you do.
Exactly. Would you start? We've covered that from Anthony, but he also asked what my thoughts were on Cody Rhodes returning to WWE. Buzzing.
Me and you were messaging
Oh
at the
yeah,
same
yeah,
time,
that's
man.
right. I was
Goosebumps.
steaming. It's fucking leveled. But brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I was sitting there singing the theme. My father said, I fucking love
That's what made it so good for me. The
Aye.
fact that it was the whole American Nightmare Cody
Yeah,
Rhodes coming
yeah.
back. And did you watch his promo on? Oh, cool.
I
You
did,
were
yes.
messaging as well
Yes,
that
I
night.
did,
It was
yes.
phenomenal.
Okay,
Can he beat the
Billy
next
has asked last week. Asked what your McDonald's orders are.
that?
Now I want to hear your KFC orders. What are they?
Oh no, it's not that one. It's a different one.
Absolute shite. KFC. I do not enjoy KFC. I do not like KFC. But if I'm forced to order, I'm only eating the fucking snack wraps. That's it.
Fair enough.
Don't
The
like
10
KFC.
the 10 mini fillets for $5.99 that's on just now. That's what I would go for.
It's a good shout.
But none of those chips.
See the wee snack boxes.
Aye.
They're
They're-
perfect. They done the right amount.
They were good, but they give you these chips, and they're not even chips anymore. They're more like
I know the
wedges. I don't
chips
want
now
them.
are woeful.
Aye, very poor
I think I'm
chips.
going to copy my the 10 minute fillets.
So you
Can I
go-
get around for £6?
£6. Aye. If you could have, is this the question?
This
Connor, that is a really good
That's the
question.
best
By the way.
question, man.
If you could have one item from McDonald's, KFC, and Burger King to make your perfect meal, what would it be?
So what, like one for each?
Aye.
Alright.
So you have to pick chips for somewhere, surely.
Yeah,
So
I know what I'm picking.
I'm
chips
taking Burger King's chips.
Absolutely.
Aye.
They are the top
Taking-
tier.
I'm taking Burger King's chips. I'm taking a Big Mac from McDonald's.
Good.
And I'm taking the wee snack wrap, the wee spicy chicken snack wrap for KFC. There's an order.
I'd just go full chicken. I take chicken select spot for McDonald's.
Right.
Oh,
And
wow.
then I take the popcorn chicken for KFC.
Nice. And then your Burger King fries.
Aye.
Aye.
Burger King fries, absolutely. I think there's no debate about that. They're
Nah.
the best. KFC mini fillets. I'm going to have to go for my Big Mac. It has to be a grand Big Mac.
Good orders. Good orders. I like them.
Perfect scran.
David Turnbull has asked Domino's or Pizza Hut. I prefer Pizza Hut. I think Domino's is shit.
See, I'm not a big fan of pizza, so I would maybe only be going for like the chicken strips and stuff for there. But have you ever had the chicken strips from Domino's?
Aye.
Phenomenal.
I prefer the wings.
But I actually don't mind like margherita pizza, so Domino's.
So what for a curveball and say a Marmaris at the end of Duke Street? Marmaris pizza.
Marmaris
spicy
pizza is
chicken
good.
is
I'll
lovely.
believe in it soon,
When
obviously.
you're
But,
pissed.
no, you know what, I'd eat one sober.
Fair enough.
Honestly, they're lovely.
Nice,
But,
they're really good.
Out of the two, Pizza Hut.
How good's the bistro next to the garage, by the way?
A pizza.
Have you ever had that?
I
Oh.
can't say I have.
I have.
like it?
Nope. Dear fuck. I think it's rancid. I want to pay my worst enemy eating that fucking place. Honestly,
Fair enough then, mate.
I do not like. Do you like that?
Maybe because maybe I just can't taste
I
it
can
because of that.
I got like chips, cheese, and Don on my first night out and I shat my guts out. Honestly, it was
That's
rank.
like me, Black Rooster.
Just shaking away.
What's that?
No, not for me personally. Favourite tackle from Sunday? It's the Ralston one
Ralston.
for me.
Either Ralston or Taylor's on a.
He's offered three options. He says GG on Ryan Jack, Carter Vickers on Ruth, or Ralston on the golf.
That's for Ralston, done it.
Ralston.
Just the fact that it's so needless. Like, there's no need for that at all. He's got fuck
Could have
you,
been
I'm
a
having
red.
the legs.
Aidan, who I believe was on the phone in as well, he said, should Celtic ban the Vermin from Parkhead because of the bottle instance?
No.
No.
We've got to get it back to what it was and see that's only going to take us further back. We need to give them the 700 or whatever. But there's got to be discussions at the end of this season about getting this back to normal.
And finally, who was better in their I hate this question. I really do hate this question. No offence to you, Brandon, who's asked the question, but who was better in their time at Celtic, Edward or Dembele? Just enjoy him, man. You know, people always ask who's better. And he's like, just enjoy him, man.
I'm going to say Edward because he done it for
Ah,
longer.
pish.
I'm taking Edward.
Pish.
Aye.
Pish.
Dembele was better for the time that he'd done it, but Edward done it for longer.
Won't have that
But we
against
should
me.
have had the two of them, man. Remember Celtic v Standard Liège? We had something beautiful there, and then what's his name? Dembele had to go,
And then he just disappeared.
and then he just went and wound up the whole of West Ham, the whole of London, basically with that wink
A
tonight.
wee wink. Oh,
Absolute
brilliant.
legend.
Right, okay, it's time for the final segment of the show. Woohoo! Let's get
Can't
this
even
done.
press the button.
Let's get this done quickly. I know any button to press this.
Hello, Chris Tarrant here. Who wants to be?
Hello, Chris Tarrant here, and I have a funny laugh too. Right, okay, I'm trying to open up my quiz on my laptop.
It'll always be Chris Tarrant, won't it?
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's
know
never Clarkson.
Clarkson's great at it, even though I really don't like him.
He's way a wank, isn't
He
he?
is, but Chris Tarrant's the GOAT.
Here's
He's
the
OG.
go- Here's the OG.
Aye.
Aye. Who gave it to Bradley Walsh?
That could be a while, by the way, if it's WhatsApp.
Does it take ages?
Oh, jeez.
For
Into any
fuck's
group
sake.
chats you're in on WhatsApp, to be fair.
I'm not in many, to be fair. Right, let's open up the WhatsApp on my phone then, because that'll probably just be quicker. Right, okay. Yeah, it's not even logged me in anyway, so we'll do it through my phone. Right, so it's quiz time. I'm going to ask you. This is a chance for you two to go onto both your 6 games.
Yep.
Callum, you're going for your 3rd win. McGinley, you are going for your 4th. And I'm going to start with asking Mr. Callum Craig, since you won the last time, if you want to be player 1 or player 2.
Fuck, I'll just go 2.
Player 2, which means
Stick with
McGinley, you are up first. Are you ready?
Pressure on. Yep.
Join in at home, ladies and gentlemen. It's the final segment of the show. Question 1 then for you, Ryan McGinley. Giacomakis scored his first Celtic goal against Giacomakis scored his first Celtic goal against the weekend's opponent, St Johnstone. True or false?
True.
True, it is. Well done. We spoke about it earlier on the show. Question 1 for you, Callum Craig. Cameron Carter-Vickers had double the amount of goals in the Scottish Premiership than has double the amount of goals in the Scottish Premiership this season than Ryan Kent. True or false?
True.
True, it's correct. CCV has 4 and Kent only has 2.
Mbappe of this league, though.
Oh, of course. I call him the Mbappe of Scottish football. Stupid dick.
Don't know what that even means.
I know. Right, question 2 for you, McGinley. Did Henrik Larsson make more appearances for Feyenoord or Barcelona?
Feyenoord.
Correct. 101 appearances for Feyenoord and 40 for Barcelona. So there you go.
Pivotal in the Champions League final, though.
Yes. Okay, your question now, Cal. Which Premier League club did Lou Macari join after leaving Celtic during his playing career?
Jan, I'll get a fucking Scooby. Arsenal.
Wasn't a bad guess because it's a big club.
Man United.
It's Manchester United. There you go. The Daz will be raging at you.
Yeah, fuck
The Daz will be raging.
They're off their backs and you brought them back.
I know, you brought them back. Right, question 3 for you, McGinley, to go up 3-1. Which St Johnstone player scored against Celtic in the behind closed doors match on Boxing Day?
Oh, no.
Sounded like that when Chris Iwelumo's miss. Oh no!
He's missed it.
What was the question?
Who scored St Johnstone's only goal in the behind the closed door match on Boxing Day?
I think I'll get a guess, but I don't think it's right.
Hendry didn't join till January. I'm going to go... Gordon?
Chris Kane?
It's Chris Kane. Chris Kane is the correct answer, which means the door has been opened for you to equalise, Callum. On your question 3, how many minutes did Matt O'Reilly last during the Glasgow Derby on Sunday to the nearest 3 minutes?
$11.
I'll give you it because it's within 3 minutes. It was 14.
14.
So you've got
Just-
it just on
I would
the
have said
cusp.
10.
I think
I would have
you were
said
wrong.
10.
Just 14 minutes, so I'll give you it. Well done, Cal. I'll give you it because the question was nearest 3
That's
minutes.
fair, that's fair.
Well done. So 2 each. Question 4 for Ryan McGinley. In which calendar year did Celtic's Bosun Lawal make his debut for the Republic of Ireland under 21s?
Under 21s. I'm going to go 2019.
It's 2021.
Really?
2021. He
Wow.
made his debut against Denmark in 2021. So Callum, you can take the lead here, son. You've got a massive chance. Name both of the trophies Josip Juranovic has won in his career.
League Cup.
Yes.
I don't even know what the name of the thing is.
Oh, you don't need to give me the exact name.
Don't know.
Just-
Did they win the league over in Wales?
Don't know, did they?
Go with that.
That's correct. It's the
Title,
Polish
lad.
League title. There you go. Well
They were
done.
fighting
Done it
relegation
actually.
this
They're
season.
fighting there. I know. You know how it goes. And
I'm going to look
Aye, it's
up
the
this one.
I'd have to actually look at it to get it right. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna.
I wasn't going to ask you for the exact name of it.
Christ, we've been
'cause
here all night
we'd be
again.
here, aye. You were sitting there, it begins with an E. I think it's an L after that. Right, Ryan, you need to get this right, or Callum has won tonight's quiz. Name the top 3 appearance makers from the Quality Street Gang. The dads are going mental.
Should have read Paul John Dyke's book.
One of them is my dad's favourite. Well, one of my dad's favourites.
One of them, like Frank McGarvey.
No.
No,
It's fucked us anyway.
so I not get another because
I'll let you go. I'll let you get another one, right? I'll give you
Kenny Dalglish.
Kenny Dalglish. That's one of them. Well done.
Danny McGrain.
Danny McGrain is 2. Can you get the third? The third is one of my dad's favourites.
Aye.
Aye.
Roy Aitken.
No. Unlucky.
It's alright, mate.
You've lost this week, Ryan. Unlucky. The third
Have to
player.
do sometime.
The third player is George Connolly. He's the third player. So it would have been
I'm
Danny.
not bad getting 2.
I thought you were going to get it. I know as soon as you go to the seconds, it's going to
Danny
get this,
McGrain, Kenny Dalglish, George Conley. That's the 3 for the Quality Street Gang.
Because a lot of the other ones didn't make a lot of appearances.
That's
I've
right.
actually looked this up.
So well done, Callum. You've won this week, but we'll ask you your final question, see if you can get it. Celtic's under-17s are taking part in Adidas' Generation Cup this week in Texas. But which 3 American teams are Celtic set to face?
Not a fucking clue.
You don't even need to
Not giving
answer.
this at the start. Come on.
Do you know what yours the question is? The answers are?
The answers to that.
Aye.
Seattle Sounders.
No.
Nah. Any ones that have Adidas basically.
Atlanta United, FC Cincinnati, and New England Revolution.
England Revolution.
So there you go.
Juan Agadello's team.
Well
remember we
done.
were linked to him like 10, 11 years ago.
Well done, Callum. Well done.
Cheers.
A good
Well done.
win this
Well
week. The tiebreaker would have been Scott McDonald's total goals for Celtic minus Tom Rogic's total goals for Celtic, which would have been 59, take away 51, which would equal 8. So there you go. And that's brought us to the end of tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us on this fine Friday night. I hope you have a good weekend. Hope you enjoy the game tomorrow against St Johnstone. I'm sure that us 3 here will too. Callum Craig, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Ryan McGinley, thank you for joining me.
Cheers, mate.
But that'll do it. That'll wrap us up. Like and subscribe if you're in Spotify. Give us 5 stars. And see you next time.